Thank you so much for staying with us. Moving to the focus for today, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has stepped into the ongoing political crisis in Rivers State, facilitating a peace deal that both sides have reportedly agreed to. The development signals a potential temporary resolution to the political tensions in the state as key figures convened at the presidential villa in Abuja for a meeting on Monday. The meeting convened by President Tinubu brought together prominent political figures, including Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his predecessor Nyesom Wike, and other leaders in Rivers State. Notably, the gathering included state lawmakers who previously loyal to Nyesom Wike have now joined the All Progressives Congress. The signed peace deal reflects a collaborative effort to address the political impasse, and the involvement of President Tinubu suggests a commitment to finding common ground and fostering reconciliation among the parties involved. As the truce is established, it remains to be seen how effectively the agreement will contribute to sustain political stability in Rivers State. The mediation efforts highlight the importance of dialogue and diplomacy in resolving political disputes. With hopes that this intervention will pave the way for constructive engagement and cooperation moving forward. And joining us to have this conversation this morning is Mr. Razak Olokoba. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
All right. Since this peace talk happened on Monday, reactions have continued to trail it. And even as yesterday, Fubara was still trending on Twitter. A lot of people are of the idea that, he shouldn't have agreed to sign that deal. Some people believe that it is a dent on his authority as the chief executive officer of Rivers State, in their words, the #1 citizen in Rivers State, and he should have expressed more authority and kind of tapped more into the powers that he has as a governor. And, other parties believe that since the president is involved, then it's beyond state-level conversations now and all that. These are the things that we're going to be divulging today. But however, we'd like to get your reaction to the peace talk and, the talks from the parties involved. How do you react?
Well, thank you very much. If you keep having victory as a fighter, you be very, very careful choosing your opponent. And you get to a time when you watch boxing and some world heavyweight champion refuse to pick fight with certain opponents. They know the implication. So if Fubara is being incited to pick up this fight, and he has assessed himself that there's no sign of victory for him, the best thing is for him to step back as he has done. He shouldn't have picked up the fight in the first instance. But our role is to look beyond the ordinary perspective of the general mass of the people. The rest of the world will not wait for the political class in Rivers because it is important to situate it. It's not the Rivers people. It's the political class in Rivers. It has become a pattern. And I think you should join my perspective in this. You have states that are become the California of Nigeria. California is about the 7th economy of the world today, and it's a state in America. Why are the political class in Rivers not looking that direction? Odili came on board. Amechi came in. This is the pattern. This was the pattern. Amechi left. Wike came on board. This was the pattern. Now Wike left. Bwana came on board. So I had expected the leaders in the Niger Delta in Rivers to sit down and look at, is it the wrong of leadership in Rivers that is the problem? There will be crisis. When you ascend posts, there are things you won't know when you are outside as a president or as a governor. It's political maturity that keeps you calm. And in the interest of the people of Rivers State, there are fights that the political class in Nigeria should not be picking up. I tried to get the population of Rivers, I think they're about 7 million or 5 million or so. And that should be paramount in our mind. governance has been suspended now. That's not fair on the people of Rivers State. And that has impacted on the growth and development in Rivers State. With the amount of money Rivers is making from oil and other ventures, we shouldn't be talking about crises like this all the time. Our focus is an agenda, just like Lagos, a blueprint, an agenda. When Ambode came in, people thought the fight against Ambode was because he was fighting Tinubu or fighting Fashola. No, there was an agenda on ground. The fourth mainland that was coming now, there was supposed to be a road expansion from Lekki corridor, because that's where transport from Ikorodu would descend. If it's coming from Ikorodu, that was what led to expansion of Ikorodu by Fashola. Ambode was supposed to continue it. He abandoned it. You are going 100-story building, you go to 10 and you stop there. That's not the agreement of the people of Lagos. So the same thing with Rivers. To them must be that blueprint that if you deviate from it, either as a PDP or as a APC, should be the basis of disagreement. But when the basis of that disagreement is moving from one party, my chief of staff, that's not fair on the people, and that should be the focus of Nigeria. We have component parts in the country that in the crisis at the moment. The northeast is in crisis, and part of northwest. The north central is witnessing it in Kogi and Kwara to a certain extent. Why do you want to open up another axis in Rivers? Because there's a tendency of equity and a job crisis. That's not too good for us. So for me, whether there's agreement or no agreement, there should be concession from both sides. Wike, if he truly loves the people of Rivers State, should be ready to concede certain things. Fubara, as people claim he is the security officer and the governor and he campaigned the law for the people, should be ready to concede. The focus should be the people. What is the agenda on ground for the people here? I didn't see it.
All right.
It's just drop your chief of staff must go, people who left must come back. See, if we keep buying into the agenda of the politicians, we won't move forward.
Okay,
if you look at local government autonomy, there is nothing good for the people in local government autonomy force. The beneficiary are the political class, but they make it look as if it's for the people. It's not for the people, and that's this kind of agenda too. So the president can watch. Constitutionally, he may not have the power to intervene, but on moral ground, it will not be fair to say that I will watch you. There's nothing the president will do. It has become a pattern in Nigeria. If he fold his arm, you say, why is he folding his arm? So that's the pattern in Nigeria, and I think we should be objective on this matter in his intervention. You might look at the content and say that, oh, you should have done, but that's the beginning. For me, I want to see an end to this crisis. Scientists say that this earth is too polluted. And they are debating how to move to another planet. We are still at whether one parliament member is moving to one. The budget has not passed, though.
Yeah, still,
I hope you know that.
Yes, and these are the issues that form my next question. Because while we applaud the president for stepping in and trying to be the father that he is supposed to be, there are word out there also that some of the things that should be paid attention to weren't. One of the examples is, of course, the people that defected from PDP to APC, a partial demolition of the State House of Assembly. And all that. So if there is no State House of Assembly, then how would governance go on? And nothing about these issues were said at the peace meeting. So if a Fubara and a Wike has signed a peace agreement, so what happens from here on now? Is it just a peace agreement and then we go back to the demolition, to the chaos that has already been caused? How do they move forward from here?
I think the preamble of the resolution should read that there's nothing we are going to see. I've taken part in a lot of resolution. I'm a fellow of the Charter and Institute of Assembly, and I'm a professional manager. I've taken part and a labor person. I've been a consultant on labor issue to government for several years. And resolution comes with a preamble that there's nothing we are going to say here that certain parts will not feel aggrieved about it. But if the end of the resolution, if your mind goes back to the people, let's look at it as the beginning of the end to this crisis. There's no how the crisis will be resolved that if one party will not feel aggrieved. But what should be the recurring decimal? should be the people. And like I said at the beginning, me, I have my black belt in karate. I won't find certain people. But if they say I should come and combat certain people in the ring, I will jump up. Because I know that I'm likely Fubara shouldn't have picked up this fight at all. Maybe he didn't weigh his strength very well. To the extent that you demolish a house. And like I said, political class, let's be careful with them. In your party, people left from his party and join your party. The war should not come to an end. The day people now leave from your party to go join his own party, you now say the war should come to an end. Leaving from one political party to the other has become a pattern in Nigeria. In fact, that lawmaker, nothing will happen to them. Because there are serving governors, there are serving senators there now that they are there, not from the original party. They left after winning that and they left for that party. They are there. So why will you start? That's political class. See, I said in the other interview that I came here to run and several forums that INEC needs to examine very well with political class. You need to tutor political class very well that the person you are bringing on board to become your candidate for president and governorship, we have to be careful of it. We must be sure that it's someone that will not lose focus of performance. Manifesto. You don't become the governor, you want to turn the state upside down. That's the character of certain political class. And so on this matter too, everybody has been coming up as a governor in Rivers State. I'm not impressed about them. From Amechi to Wike to Fubara. I am not impressed about them. There are sick people in hospital, they need drugs. Let them pass this bill. There are bad roads. And what you are taking from the soil, oil, is the nutrient of the soil. A time is coming where there will be crisis. You are disrupting nature. You are not taking that direction. All of us is sure that we will not be here in another 100 years. It's sure, I'm sure about that. That time will come when there will be that crisis. You are not thinking about something. Israel is a Christian nation. Bible says that they think as if we are going to die in the next people. Go and look at the plan that Israel had for his people. It's for another 500 years. The same thing Saudi Arabia, an Islamic country. Prepare your life as you go. So in Rivers too, we need this kind of focus. So this crisis, let us put it behind us. The president, the Ijo leader, the elder statesman, Wike, Fubara, me and you, because it's important. People will watch this program, people will listen to this program, they are going to send the link around. Our focus should not be to queue behind any of them. They are not fair to the people, both of them. They should be fair to Nigerians, the Rivers people who voted for them in. Now, before the turn of another millennium or century now, or another 5, 6, 10 years, oil become more degraded. All producing nations, what's their fate? They are not debating all this. So if energy is the crisis that they are debating now in the parliament that start throwing chairs, in fact, we'll go and keep behind some of them. But that's not the issue. The issue is about power. It's about resources. It's about what am I going to get from it. And that's why all of us that are not from Rivers, we kept watching. What's wrong with the people from Rivers? Why are they always bringing people like this to come and become their governor?
All right.
So that's my concern.
Okay, so you've made a very, a number of salient points, which I would also want to engage you on, because yes, you might say that an individual who is a fighter might love to choose his fight. Yes, there's no big deal about that. And for the fact that you have decided to choose a particular individual to fight, there shouldn't be a reason to back out. Now, let's even go back to the issue of structure. You've talked about structure dating back as far back as Amechi. Even before Amechi, we have an elderly, then Amechi, then we had a Wike before Fubara. Fubara is a product of Wike. We understand that fact. So there's a structure on ground. But then, what would you say about Wike's style of politics? I'll take your mind back to when the inauguration of Fubara was about to hold. I know you heard about the misunderstanding that ensued, because there were certain individuals that he was supposed to bring in for the inauguration. And of course, Wike wasn't happy about it. Then Fubara reacted, I cannot inherit your enemies because I'm just going into a new administration. So why would a Wike, by virtue of he being a minister, he's in his third term, why does he want to still... Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it that way, because obviously he has done his 2 term. Obviously he has done his 2 term as a governor, Now he is a minister. And of course, that in itself might look like a totem if you want to look at it from that angle. But of course, it's okay for you to say, well, that is not a totem. But my own conversation here that I'm holding is, why will a Wike decide to have someone who will succeed him and then decide to control him? That's one. Number two, coming to look at the allegations, that have been put on the ground, vis-a-vis the way we had, members cross-carpeting or defecting from one party or the other, then looking at the area where a Tinubu is meddling into it. Like you say, on moral ground, he's okay to come in. But of course, constitutionally, he does not have that power to meddle into the politics of Rivers.
They took the matter to him.
Now, the point is, reinstating those persons back, what does the law say?
The parliament?
Yes.
Okay.
What does the law say? Now, remember, while you are giving me the legal implication to that, you would also remember that for ministers to work with the president as his cabinet members, they need to go through the screening of the National Assembly. Now, is it just telling or making that, pronouncement that those members should be reinstated, or what does the law say as regards following due process?
No, you have to be very careful. Don't the political class lure you into an alley.
We are stating facts.
No, what I'm saying is that
the political class
don't let them lure you.
What is the legal implication?
No, that's what I'm saying. That don't let them lure you into an alley where it's a slip that you'll not be able to retrieve yourself from your question. There are precedents on ground already, and it's not a debate. Nothing will happen to them.
How do you mean nothing would happen to them?
There are people who have defected from other party, serving senators now. Countless of them can Google it. It's there, and they are serving. The war did not come to an end. That's why I said political class, they have a way, and they have to tutor them on how to handle and manage the loss in the election. The moment Nigerian politicians don't record loss, all of us are in trouble. They will keep plotting us against each other with one sentiment.
Let us leave
The
political
law,
class out.
the law.
What does the law
Wait,
say?
the law
Yes.
is clear about that.
Good. What does the law say?
Before the election, there were crises in PDP. I'm thinking like them now.
Okay.
That's what they will say, and they have been saying it on the PV already. That it was that crisis that led to Wike and the G5 governors to distance themselves from PDP. That's enough ground for them, because more trivial issues like that has been used by many other people to leave their party, to join another party. So that's something. Don't let us dissipate energy on that too. Let's pick another topic. The people will be serving.
You just have to address that.
The people will be serving. Wait, the people will be serving. Take it to court. Nothing will happen to them. I'm just telling you. And
so
if you don't,
we do not have laws in this country. The laws has been suspended.
You should not be asking me that question.
No, you are trying to buy that idea.
No. I'm telling you. No, I'm telling you the realistic.
It is realistic, but what does the law say? Are they following the legal procedures as regards reinstatement?
What is expected to happen before you leave a party is when you have a crisis. And they said that even before election there were crises. That was what led to what we call
with APC.
So
yes.
at the same goal, I'm talking about PDP now.
Yes.
That was why they left PDP to go for APC now. And that's, for me, putting it side by side with others who have left party in the past. It's the same issue. That's why I've said that, see, when the bottom line is not about the people, you will see issues like this coming up. And that's why we must drag back them to manifesto. We must drag them back to issues. That's one. Then, the question of whether Wike wants to take over the leadership or it boils down to what I've been saying, that whatever enemy you are going to inherit is not the business of the governor. Or whatever the person Fubara makes friend with, it's not the business of Wike. If the central thing is for the fate of the Rivers people, if it's for the Rivers people, Fubara doesn't have issue. He's not supposed to complain because it's about the people. Let's forget personal issues now. And the same thing goes for Ike too. And that's why I will strongly recommend that whenever we have political crisis like this, Nigerians should learn to detach ourselves from queuing behind on personal issues, on personal ground. Because from all the points you are making now, He said the governor doesn't want to inherit Wike's personal enemy. Wike is saying that I put you there. It's the same thing. That's not fair on the people of River State. What we should be discussing and debating is that the governor is not buying into a popular agenda of the people of River State. Yeah. Or Fubara should be saying that Wike is asking him to deviate from agenda that we have for the people of River State. That should be in the front burner. But it has become a pattern in Nigeria. Look at all the states. But more seriously is Rivers itself. Rivers itself needs a surgery, political surgery in that state, where you keep bringing up governors that will learn how to manage the state, the fortune of the state, the people of the state, the political situation of the state, to show an extent that you can't be spending 8 years in crisis all the time. The same thing, you said. You said Amechi brought Wike in. Wike brought in Fubara. That was how other laws who brought Amechi in too. That led to the crisis that time. It was called that brought Amechi. They fell out. Amechi was the speaker in Rivers State. They fell out. And this is the pattern again. And you don't want to look at that angle as something very serious. Because that's not going to be the end. Fubara will spend his 4 or 8 years, as the case may be. And to bring somebody on board. Then 6 months later, crisis will start again. The people of Rivers, are they doomed or what? We should speak on their behalf too. And if they are not looking in that direction, we must point attention of the river people to that direction. That if equally crisis should start, it's going to engulf the entire region. It's not good for them. Already, people are plotting them against each other. Look at what led to the killing of Sarawiwa. The 13 people and the 5 people that went to see Abacha, they came back and people more them did that. And they killed Sarawiwa and his henchmen. It was for Sarawiwa, so he was fighting for the cause of his own people. So they kept plotting, and I don't know why Rivers people are not seeing that direction. Why must you allow external influence to meddle into such an extent that Ijaw and Ikore become the enemy of each other? We have to look at it from that perspective that no, we don't need this. Go to Riverine. I've been there severally. I see the people live their life. Go to Buguma, go to One, go to all those places. They don't deserve the life they are living. And the blue class are there fighting each other. Is that fair? They are jumping from one party to the other. Fubara is fighting Wike and the elder statesmen. Caution them. That's what we need from the elder statesmen. We have to caution them. We have to tell them that the focus should be the people.
All right.
The people say welfare doesn't matter in all of this. That's not fair.
With that point established, I mean, the focus being the people, let us generalize it now to the entire 36 states in Nigeria. Word out there is that states that are not having such issues as is happening in Rivers State right now, it's probably because they have come to an understanding of how to shake hands and be friends, even in the middle of somebody who has left office trying to be in control of what's going on in the state. Okay. The point is, you can barely point any state in Nigeria right now that is not battling this issue of appointing somebody to take over from a certain person, or godfatherism, as we like to call it, and all that. It happened in Enugu just some days before inauguration. We saw what the brouhaha was like. It happened in Ebonyi. It happened in several states. But a lot of states were able to manage theirs. Unfortunately, Rivers hasn't been able to. But that doesn't also make it right in whatever level that it, rears its heads in these other states. So it's part of the cankerworm that's eating deep into the democracy of Nigeria. From state level to local government level, we see it even at the national level. And it's not good, on the look of our country as a country. If you were to... because you said you've served in the capacity of advisory, you've served as what's the word? But you have been in that position to help people understand what they are doing, especially people in political offices. Why do we keep battling with this particular challenge? So we have the word out there during the electioneering that as Tinubu during his electioneering said, it is his time. He said it in Yoruba, by the way. And that is because there has been a meeting in the past where he had to wait for his time. Emilokan. He had to wait for his time. While we are not able to substantiate that such a meeting happened, but it won't be the first time we're hearing about things like that. Why do we keep having to deal with this? And why and how can we begin to get it right? Because the moment where we remain in this situation where people are picked for us. We'll continue having these issues. It might never end.
See, don't derogate a term that is nice to make use of all over the world. Political influence. When you put me in power, that I'm understanding that when you get there, this is the dream that I have. And I shared from the dream of the previous people who have ruled the state. Then you get there, you want to deviate, then I pick fight with you, pick fight with me. The next thing I will do is to call you a godfather. And that's not a fair language. That's not a fair description of political influence.
I'm sorry, before you continue, I have a problem with the choice of words when you said put me in power. I can understand that idealism is a thing. We might share the same ideas, which is actually supposed to be the basis, which is actually supposed to be.
I'm borrowing from your language.
I know, please just let me finish.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
We share the same ideas, which is supposed to be the basis that both of us even find ourselves in the same political party because of our ideas. But of course, we are bereft of that already.
I agree with you.
Good. So,
and that's the point I'm making.
Let us agree that let us look at America. If I am a Democrat and we are both Democrats, and you were a Democrat president before you left and you're handing over to me, I can understand that there are things you had started that I have to finish, and not just because of the relationship I have with you, but because we're Democrats. But the point where you start to try to micromanage the things that I do as the current president of America, then that's when problem starts.
That's not where problem starts. The where problem starts is the greedy instinct of our political class in Nigeria. They deviate from what is called the general agreement that is meant for the people. And the moment the people outside begin to look at it and say, why are you having issue with someone that you have alliance with? Not to use that language again. People consider that, okay, I will use my influence and talk to people, use your influence, let's marry together and you get to where we are going. Well, then the moment, the thing will come up from the side, which we have also bought into that. They know how to manipulate the Nigerian populace. They will not call it godfatherism. There's nowhere in the world where political influence are not exerted. How will Obama have become the president of America? If not the so-called people you call political godfather in Nigeria. It's political influence. A knife is a very useful cooking utensil. But when you get to the hand of a madman, you have to run for your life. So it's the way you use the political influencers that matters. We are using it for negative purpose in Nigeria. And you have to be very careful. That's one. Two is that we will continue to have this issue if there is no program for the party. Like you have said, Republican and the Democrat. Republican has vowed, for example, not to drink with white cup. They will continue to have their coffee with black cup, and mine with red cup. There will be no moment in my life where I will switch position. They know me for that. There's something wrong in my party, we better stay there and resolve it. It is the manifesto of people all over the world that keeps them going. The economy you operate in the world is a neoliberal economy where things, the recurring decimal is profit. You privatize everything. You make everything work for you. You use it to make money. Government institution is commercialized. You privatize, issues like this. So when you come, your model will be different from my model as Democrat and Republican. That model is informed by my political culture. I will never subscribe to your own. That is missing in Nigeria. And as long as where the recurring decimal in Nigeria is just to get power, then when you get power, you start looking for, what do you want to do, sir? Now you are in power. If that is the issue, keep having this issue. That's what comes back to civil society. Comes back to the media, particularly INEC. INEC needs to be assertive that party must be ideological. They must be ideological. When there's that ideology, look at the robust argument we had when Shagari was the president in the parliament. Go and look at our parliament today. Look at the debate. Very pedestrian. My friends are there. But I tell them that the debate that's going on there, you don't inspire secondary school student who is doing government, not to talk of people doing political science in school. You don't talk to issues. They say you bring one senator again, start speaking grammar, you start looking at the dictionary. So for me, the starting point for Nigerians to demand from the political parties that we want to know what you stand for. Democrats didn't buy into people arming themselves with guns. But the view of the Republicans is quite different. that you must at least allow people to have some level of self-defense. They must have some guns before the police will come. No Democrat will wake up one day and jettison his view and join the Republican. They won't do that because they have that difference. Their view about life is quite different. You know, the concurrent nature of America is what American Republican is preaching, that we are conquerors. Conquer, and the Democrats said, no, even if you are conquerors, there must be limit to which you must be parliamentary, you must be diplomatic. So they can't change, they can't leave their party. The same thing about intervention for people who are not working. The view of Republicans is that there is nobody that must not be contributing to the economy of the country. You can't wake up one day and start giving allowance to people who are not working. No, it's not acceptable to us. And why people have that view in Nigeria too. And Democrats say all the fingers are not equal. That's a popular slang in Nigeria. We go spiritual about it. That it's God that gives you everything you want. You must be able to. So no Democrat will wake up one day and switch side to the Republican. So these are fundamental issues that divide party all over the world. In Britain, the same thing. The parties there, they are quite different. Their ideology is completely different. So in Nigeria too, if you want that, you must be assertive that party must have ideology. If they don't have ideology, there will be no difference among all of them. The close to it is what we have recently between Atiku brought up his agenda, and that's why we are assertive. Obi brought something up too. Tinubu came also with about 32 pages of his own manifesto too. The same goes with our other party. There must be an improvement in that party. And if we don't want promissory note, you want something that a student can pick up and learn from and turn to syllabus in our schools, something that will be inspiring, just like Sagari did, just like Azikiwe did, just like Awolowo did. These are leaders that we must look up to. These are era we must return to. If you want to have it right, that's what you are doing.
All right, our time is up. But of course, you just mentioned the word that I'm very, very interested in, which is restructuring. It is a whole kettle of fish on its own. It's a conversation or a question that I hope Nigerians will get answers to sometime soon. It's about to be an interesting couple of weeks, especially in Rivers State as it unfolds. We've signed a peace deal, so what happens from here and now?
You said we've signed it. Are you part of it?
You said we should be looking towards the people. So we are the people. Yes. Yeah, so as it unfolds, we hope to have you again, Mr. Razak. Thank you so much for coming today. iBrand Break. More interesting conversations will be coming your way after this quick timeout. Stay with us.